Just a short 4 months ago, we got our first glimpses of Like a Dragon Gaiden at the RGG Summit 2023, where we got to see some demonstrations of the combat, the new agent style, and also some short glimpses at the upcoming Like a Dragon 8 Infinite Wealth. Fast forwarding a couple days to the 9th of November, Like a Dragon Gaiden has been released. And while I'm pretty sure that most of you pre-purchased the game at the very second that it was announced on Steam, which I know I did for sure, I'm sure that a lot of you have held back a little bit before pressing the go button. And so for all of you out there who wanted to hold off just that little bit longer to make sure that the purchase was truly worth it, please allow me to introduce you to Like a Dragon Gaiden and why you should fork over your hard-earned money to buy this game. The first thing that you should probably know about Like a Dragon Gaiden is that it feels less like a Dragon game and more like a Judgment game, which of course is the other series that RGG is well known for. The similarities between Gaiden, Lost Judgment, and Judgment can be felt in many different areas all over the shop. The first place that you start to get this impression from is from its UI. Now, the UI changes themselves aren't necessarily bad, but everything is a lot thinner, a lot more minimalistic, and really lines up more with the appearances of the Judgment games. Now, while the UI change is the first thing that you'll immediately notice getting into the game, there are a bunch of other things as well that you'll pick up on, such as the soundtrack sounds a lot more like a Judgment game as well. It's a lot less rock-inspired. Similarly, some of the combat in the game also feels quite inspired from the Judgment series, such as the agent combat style. I mean, okay, of course, this one, it's pretty obvious and plain to see. I mean, look at him, he's doing martial arts, man. How could I not draw the comparison, alright? So yeah, just a lot of small tweaks and changes that make the game experience feel more like a Judgment game than the past iterations of Like a Dragon games. In fact, it feels like the entire game was kind of built off of a template for a Judgment game. It really looks like that they've lifted a lot of the components of a potential Judgment installation, and they've just gone ahead and put Kiryu and everybody else from the Like a Dragon series on top of it. Now, don't get me wrong, this is not a bad thing in any way, shape, or form. In fact, if anything, I feel that it's fucking amazing. The combat that I personally felt was slow and sluggish from the past Dragon Engine games in the Like a Dragon series has been completely revamped in order to fall in line with the Judgment series. And what this ends up in is a clean, fast-paced, and incredibly smooth-feeling experience when it comes to the combat. This brings plenty of good news, especially to people that really enjoyed the styles in Yakuza 0, as style switching as a technique is back in full swing. You see, RGG stumbled across whatever the fucking perfect formula is for some clean-feeling gameplay, taking the juggling from Judgment, and then mixing Judgment's combat together with the Yakuza brawler feel. Combine this with the possibilities of juggling and fast-paced style switching, you get a combat experience that puts Yakuza 6 and Kiwami 2 to absolute shame. Don't get me wrong, I still love those games, but the combat in this, oh my god man, I cannot give it enough praises. From the ability to just yoink enemies from halfway across the screen and crowd controlling with the spider gadget, into fast-paced martial arts, just absolutely throwing down with random thugs on the street, and then you add the brutality of the Yakuza style on top of all of that, it's just beautiful. Okay, I've rambled on about how the combat experience feels for a little bit too long now, but in general, the agent style has some very high quality crowd control abilities, and it just really lets you put the motor down when it comes to the pace in the combat. Meanwhile, the Yakuza style is a lot like Kiwami 2 and Yakuza 6, just with a few quality of life features, such as charge-up attacks don't get you knocked down anymore, and they also just deal an absolutely ridiculous amount of damage. So if you're not entirely too sure what to use, if you see a big group of enemies, just go with agent style, and if you see one man, just start swinging like there's no tomorrow. The final change that's really worth noting about the combat is the introduction of these new super heavy attacks. These super heavy attacks seem to be an alternative to the quick time events that you could occasionally get in some of the boss fights. I don't know if they completely replace them or not, after all I've only beaten the first chapter so far. I like to take my time with my games. But just know that if you whiff one of these, my god do you get punished. And at least on the difficulty that I chose, the damage that these attacks can do is so insane that when I got hit by one for the first time, I legitimately thought that I didn't notice I was low health. Agent style felt a little bit better. Okay, actually, never mind. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. Wait, did I die already? Oh shit, I did. I actually died. Hold on a minute. I've got to pay a lot more attention to my health bar, man. I was absolutely dumbfounded. I actually thought that I completely forgot to heal before going into the fight and just didn't notice that my health was low. Nope, turns out that I went from half health to 0 because of one attack. So yeah, keep your eyes out for those and do not fail them. So, the combat is fun and engaging. Fantastic. But what about literally everything else that there is in the game? Well, I don't want to rehash too many things from my last Like a Dragon Gaiden video where I gave everybody a bit of a heads up on what to expect from all the trailers and whatnot and everything that we already knew about the game before release, blah blah blah. Basically, without spoiling anything, the storyline's pretty good, the characters so far in it seem pretty cool, and while there still are the occasional, really long talking cutscenes with an endless amount of dialogue in them, at least within the first chapter, they all seemed to flow pretty reasonably. I remember when I was doing my first playthrough of Yakuza 6, whenever I saw a cutscene come on, I would occasionally think, oh shit, now I need to go get a snack. But the cutscenes within Gaiden seem to be wrapped up in a reasonable time, without compromising on the quality of the storyline whatsoever. So yes, as somebody who likes a bit of gameplay with my cutscenes, very good, big thumbs up, cow seal of approval. Oh, and also, I wasn't sure if I was going to mention this or not because it's painstakingly obvious, but fuck me is this game gorgeous. And I mean gorgeous. It takes all of those stylistic features and intricacies of the Dragon engine from the past games such as Kiwami 2 and 6, and finds a way to reapply them, and somehow, maybe it's just because there's a lot of night scenes and a lot of fire in the first chapter, but it makes it look fucking better. So yeah, RGG absolutely outdone themselves so far.
Something that's interesting to know is that the storyline does seem to run in parallel with 7. There are some references made to Ichiban and Nanba specifically in the homeless camp that you start off in 7. You don't actually see them, but I'm pretty sure that we all know who this scruffy-haired Yakuza looking guy is. So at least in terms of the first chapter, the story is running in parallel with Like a Dragon 7. However, the focus is more on Kiryu. This would line up with some of the cutscenes that we saw from the trailer. In particular, this little part right here, which looks to take place directly after Kiryu was first introduced in 7. Now, we already knew that Like a Dragon Gaiden was going to be shorter than the other entries within the series. With most Yakuza games having roughly 13 to 16 chapters though, a decrease down to 5 within Gaiden, it means that there's a lot less story to experience. Now, I haven't played through all 5 chapters, so again, I don't really know how long each one's going to be. But I can tell you right away that what RGG said about this being a side entry, closer to a DLC than a full-fledged game, they were kind of right. And at this price point, with the story being so cut down in comparison to the other games in the series, it's really hard to justify for a newcomer to purchase this game as a first buy. Now, of course, if you've already played some of the other Like a Dragon games and Yakuza games, and you're going into this with the expectation of it being shorter than the rest, then I can guarantee you that you won't be disappointed. But if you're looking to get your first taste of Yakuza, then buying this game at full price might not be the best idea. Honestly, there are way better entries that you can take a look at, such as 0 or even Kiwami 1 that you could start off with. But if this game does experience a significant drop in price, somewhere in the ballpark of 50% off, I might even say that Gaiden could be a pretty good game to play for a first timer. Just whatever you do, don't jump into this game with the expectation that the storyline's going to occupy 40 hours. It's just simply not going to be able to do that for you. But if you're like me and you have played through every single other game in the series, and you've basically almost developed an addiction at this point to the games that RGG puts out, it kind of is a game that you really need to play. So, based off of my first impressions, is this game worth the price tag? I would say, yeah, kinda. There's a whole bunch of other things that I didn't touch on in this video because they just simply aren't within the first chapter, such as the arena mode as an example and, the rest of the storyline. But those extra little minigames and side content can provide some extra entertainment after you beat the story, or even just to try and pad in the time between the cutscenes and whatnot. So yeah, I personally have zero regrets pre-purchasing this game and I'm absolutely loving it. But that doesn't mean that it's for absolutely everyone though. So if you're a little bit tighter with the money and you want a little bit more bang for your buck when playing your games, maybe wait for this to come down on sale or something along the lines of it. All I'm going to say is just be aware that this game does have a 96% positive rating on Steam right now. So if you do end up getting this game, as long as you don't have the expectation of the main storyline taking you 50 plus hours to beat, then I highly doubt you'll have any regrets either. Oh yeah, by the way, I actually live streamed the entirety of the first chapter over on my Twitch channel, and I decided not to announce it at the time because, you know, I wanted to try and test some things out, make sure that I had things set up, you know, all that kind of stuff. But I'm going to start streaming on there a lot more regularly and posting more videos over here as well. So I thought I'd go ahead and extend an invitation to everyone watching right now. You know, just pop on over if you wanted to. I don't know, it's up to you. I'm pretty much recording this entire video without a script right now, so I don't exactly know what the schedule is. I haven't really planned Eddie's streaming schedules out, but, you know, something will be on the screen now, so, you know, you can use your eyes and read. Also, the schedule, probably not finalized, because I don't know when a good time to stream is, so just, I'm wigging it here, alright? Either way, I'll be live on Sunday. It might be a Monday for you, it might be a Saturday, I don't know. Time zones confuse me, man. I struggle with that kind of stuff, but either way, swing on by, and I'll be playing the rest of Like a Dragon Gaiden over there, so I look forward to seeing some people swing by and, you know, just chilling out. Oh yeah, one last thing that I just wanted to mention. This has absolutely nothing to do with, like, my opinions on Gaiden, by the way. This is just something funny that I noticed. Basically, throughout my entire time playing the Yakuza series, I barely ever touched the pool minigame. And basically, for the first time, I touched it during Gaiden. You know what? Let's just let the clip speak for itself. Oh shit! Oh no! Huh? Huh? Wait. Is this not, like, really bad for me? He's already gotten 4 in. He's gotten 5 in. Wait. What is going on? Hold on. Do I have a chance? Do I have a chance at, like, fucking doing anything here? Or have I just, like, lost already? Oh, this is a fucked shot to have to take. Fuck it. We'll go for it. Fuck. Nah, it's alright. It's alright. It's alright. Comeback time. Fuck. Oh no. I think it's sure. Yeah, this'll be a good shot here for sure. Fuck. Fuck me dead. Oh my god. All right. Well, listen. There's no way that the AI cannot get this one in. No way. No shot. What? What? What do you mean? I picked intermediate, did I not? I picked intermediate. What? Who am I playing against? No, they've thrown. Wait. If I get this in, do I win? Hold on. Could this be the most legendary comeback right now? Shit, is this right? Is that the angle? You know what? You can't see it. I'm actually getting a ruler out. I'm actually getting a ruler out. Hold on. No, it needs to be a little bit. It needs to be a little bit more, I think. That right there. That's it. That's the one. Alright, put the ruler down. Yes! We got it. Oh, the ruler comes in clutch. Did I win? There's no way that I won. There's no way. Right? No, there's no way! Oh my god! The least deserved victory in history. It's the last one in. Dude, I got smoked at the start. He sunk 3 off the bat. Off the break. Yeah, the pool AI is fucked. It slotted every single one except for the last one, and somehow I managed to clutch it up. Honestly, if I was playing with this rule set in real life, I would be fuming. So yeah, aside from that, which had absolutely nothing to do in terms of my opinion on Like a Dragon Gaiden, I'd say it's worth it. Go ahead and grab it if you've got the disposable income. Just don't expect it to keep you occupied for the remaining 10 years of your life. And also don't expect the cutscenes to be so incredibly long that you need to go get a bowl of popcorn, which honestly, my opinion, fantastic. I like that a lot. Good god, this is the most awkward outro. Anyway, I'll see you later. I love you もろくに言わない口下手で